Shoot. Hold on. Glad I didn't curse and I just said, oh shoot. Hey y'all. How do I get a notification about y'all, it always takes a second for it to come through. Oh. Hi everybody. Um I am so tired and I have been absent. I have been absent this week because I am tired. I've had a lot going on this week. Hey, y'all. Hey. Hi. Oh, did it come out today, Heather? Technical? The Alexander House. I haven't really been on social media all week. Not even since, I think I was a little bit this weekend, but not really. I've been really, really busy. So I've been kind of absent. So I thought I would do some sprints because I may have a vlog going up this week, but I haven't had the time to sit down and do like a sit down video this week. It's been a lot. Hey Josh, how's everyone doing? We are sprinting tonight, y'all, because I also have not. Thank you, Kelsey. I also have not. I've not been reading this month. I've slowed down a lot. I don't know if y'all see that video where I talk a little bit about. Sorry, I'm yawning. I talked a little bit about like I've been, having some things going on, and my reading has been kind of like intense. January and February, I read I read 50 books in January, 48 books in February, and now I'm starting to slow back down again, which is good. Um yeah, it's been a lot. So I haven't really read much of anything this month. I mean, I say I haven't read much of anything, but then you know how that goes. That I'm not really like being completely honest. I'm gonna tell you what I've read so far this month. Oh, so next one's coming out in April? Okay. I didn't realize that. Hey, Pat. All right. So far this month, I have read Days on Fez, which is a new manga series I decided to try out. Sundial by Catriona Ward. I think that's how you say her name. Golden Girl by Reem Farik. Let's see. And y'all, that literally like maybe I read New From Here by Kelly Yang, which is her latest book, and then The Lost Dreamer by Liz. I don't even want to butcher her name until I hear it again. I don't want to butcher her name. So I've read 5 books this month, which is very unlike me. I think if you know me, then you know that I usually read a little bit more, but it's just been March. March has been a test of a lot of things for me. And I think I just kind of needed a break a little bit. But what is everybody reading right now? I'm gonna be honest. I'm going to focus on I'm gonna focus on reading my comics. I have something to show y'all really quick. No, so I'm not finished with Solimar just yet, or Solimar. I'm not sure how to say that one. I still have like 30 because I'm reading that one physically. So whenever I read a book physically, it usually takes me like it's going to take me a little while to finish it. So I think I have like maybe 50 pages. I'm going to my parents this weekend so they can watch my child for a little while for me. So I probably will get some reading done this weekend, which is good. Um, because I just need a break, y'all. So I want to show y'all something because I don't do book hauls anymore on my channel, but I probably will put this on my Instagram. So this was gifted to me, y'all. I don't know if you can see that. I know the people who read comics in here can appreciate. I wish the lighting was better. And this lighting is awful. It is so bad. Okay, maybe that's better. But I just want everyone to appreciate this cover as much as I appreciate. This is Nubia, who is technically Diana Wonder Woman is technically her twin. It is freaking gorgeous. So I was gifted this. Somebody ordered this for me because I was going to get the other issues, but the comic book store didn't have the first issue, and so I got this as a gift. And it is just, I'm not reading it, by the way. This is one of those that like I will not read. It will stay in the cover because yeah, it's gonna stay in the cover. And yeah, it's a black Wonder Woman, if y'all didn't know that. So Nubia does end up being a black Wonder Woman. But yeah, this is one that I will not take out of the I won't take out of the bag and board. Like it will stay because that variant is fire. It's beautiful. It is it's absolutely gorgeous. I was so happy when I got it. That's just the one thing I wanted. It is in pristine. Like I won't. It's a first issue of Nubia getting a standalone run. So a lot of those right now are selling on eBay for like $45. So yeah, I'm happy to have it. Um I see, yeah, it is. It's gorgeous, y'all. It is so beautiful. Literally, like, I woke up this morning and I just took it down to look at it. It's so beautiful. All right, y'all. Let me know what you're reading in the comments. I'm gonna show you really quick what I'm thinking about reading in terms of like comics. Um, so I checked this out from the library. This is Batman Detective, which this glare is, oh my gosh, this glare is horrible. But I got Batman Detective. I've read the first two issues of this. I think I read the first two issues of this as standalone issues. And then I do plan on reading Nana. I started this a couple days ago, Nana Volume 9, which in one of my videos I talked about some books that I wanted to get to. I wanted to get through at least 5 volumes of Nana this year, so I figured I would start that. This is kind of like a comfort read for me. Whenever I get kind of like super overwhelmed with stuff, I run to stuff like Nana, which is great. And then um reading volume 2 of Donuts Under a Crescent Moon, which this is white, so it's kind of hard to maybe there we white balance is awful. There we go. So Donuts Under a Crescent Moon. I've really enjoyed the first volume of this one, so I was happy that my library got volume 2 so I could check it out. All right. Let's see what y'all are reading. Yeah, right, Tammy. First issue too. Like getting a first issue of like a new series and with a variant that gorgeous, like you don't take it out of the paper or out of the bag and board. Just don't take it out. Jennifer, yeah, you can. Amazon is gonna have the e copy of it. They sell it through Comixology, or you can find it online. You can read a digital because I have a digital version of that. I didn't have the physical first issue, but I have a digital version of it that I'm going to end up reading. Jessica, Ship and Magic by Robin Hobb. Okay, is Bethany doing a read along for that series? but I may swap it up. Yeah, I need to start Dragon Republic and not wait till like the day before because Dragon Republic is bigger than Popular, right? It's longer. I feel like it is. If we were villains. Who is that by? I feel like I see the cover, but I can't remember who that's by. City We Became. Okay. I know there are mixed thoughts on that one. I know a lot of people who love it, but there's always like a handful of people who said they didn't like it. Finishing Half. Hook, Line, and Sinker. Okay. The Thief. I've heard that that's a really good series. Hello, hello, hello. Yeah, Tia, I don't think I've gotten past volume 11. And no, I can't remember how far I've gotten in the series. Reading 7 Days in June. This one was not my favorite. I know a lot of people love 7 Days in June, but it didn't work for me. That's what I should be reading. Like a nice, relaxing romance, but you know. Sex Cult Non. Is that nonfiction, Sarah? The Bloody Chamber by Angela. Okay. Okay. I Kiss You. Okay. Is that already out, Isabella, or is this an arc that you're reading? Okay. Bethany Long. I thought so. Reading business proposal manga because I'm watching okay. The drama on Netflix. That's cool. I've been binging Love is Blind season 2 this past couple of days. Oh my gosh. Okay, sidebar, really, seriously, sidebar. And I promise I will get back on topic. But can we talk about how toxic this season was? Like, none of the couples to me were like straightforward. It's romantic. Every couple was like blazing red flags. Every single couple to me was red flags. Even is it Jarrett and Ayana? Like, I wanted I wanted them to be a couple in the beginning, but then like he proposed to someone else. And then she was like, I couldn't get past the fact that it was like, okay, well, my first proposal didn't work out, so now I'm gonna propose. All of it was toxic. Red flags. Every which way. Every which way. Okay. Work for school. Oh, Leah. I hope you get a break soon. Ninth House. I still need to read that. Spoiler alert. I really enjoyed Spoiler Alert by Olivia Dade. I did not finish the new one that she just came out with. Single Black Female. Okay. I have that on audio. Race to the Sun. What book did you DNF? Okay. Thank you. I was like, I see the cover, but I couldn't remember who wrote it. I've been Shape Books and currently reading another 6. Story of My Life. Dragon Republic. I promise I will get to the Dragon Republic. City We Became. Okay. It's your first Jemison. Jemison's writing is amazing. Weather Girl. Gilded. Okay. Sarah, are you talking about Gilded by Marissa Meyer? The girl who I want to read that so bad. I have that marked on my audio to read or to listen to. The Girl Who Fell Beneath the Sea. I'm excited to read that. Second Chance. Okay. Hello World, the manga. Tia, you have been killing it with the manga lately. I figured, Isabella, you're always reading an arc. Y'all. So toxic. So toxic. Pick one, Jennifer. Tell us the 5 books and let us pick for you. Shake was listen. First of all, let's talk about how he tried to play it off like he was not embarrassed that Deeps left him at the altar. He looked shocked. And he's gonna play it off like, oh, I'm glad that she said no, so I didn't have to do it. But like you could see it on his face when she was like, I'm choosing me, that he was not prepared. Like he wasn't prepared. He wasn't prepared. I don't care what anybody says. He was not prepared for it. He wasn't. I mean, something so sweet by Joy Avery. Okay. It was a train wreck. I liked watching it because it was so much drama. And what's her face, y'all? What's the girl who was in love with it was her name. Well, his name was Shane. Her Shayna. Shayna was like, I thought what's her face from season 1 was bad. Shayna was off the chain. Okay, I can't play it for y'all. I gotta share it to my Instagram stories because there was this guy who made this TikTok and was like, not Shayna basically saying that she wanted to dump Kyle because he wasn't a Christian. But when she spent like a few hours in the room with Shane, she was talking about how much sex she liked to have. She liked to go 5 rounds in one night. And then he was saying like not she was getting it beat down all white, showing up to Sunday service, singing praises to the Lord the next day. I said, I can't with this. She was a mess too. She was a hot mess. Yes, I really loved the first season. I think I just loved the concept and the idea of the first season, and I felt like it was still had its issues, but this season just felt like a mess. I was like, I don't feel like I can legitimately like root for anybody out of this group. It just doesn't feel real. And that's it. Lauren and Cameron are like, they started off on a high by having like Lauren and Cameron being like the poster kids for Love is Blind. I don't think that they're going to get another Lauren and Cameron, to be honest with you. I think that their relationship was just so sincere and it still is 3 years later. I don't think that they're going to be able to capture anything like that again. That's like a once in a lifetime type of thing. Okay. Yeah, yeah. You don't know which one to continue with. Shake scares me too. Like it's a lot of insecurities that Shake had that just didn't sit well with like me at all. And it was I just he was so toxic. Yeah, I didn't either. And I felt bad at first. I was like, damn, I was like, I don't like any of the couples this time around. But then like when I got to the end, and I still haven't watched the finale. I mean, not the finale. I haven't watched the season reunion yet. I figured I would save that for sometime this weekend. But like by the time I got to the finale, I was like, I don't like any of y'all. Like there's so many red flags for every single couple. All y'all have red flags all over the place. All over the place. I yeah. I hmm, hmm. Hey Liv, how are you, babe? I know this one Brazil, and I feel like a couple of I low key want to watch that. I've heard interesting things about that. Exactly. Everybody said, thank you, Tammy, because everybody's like, oh, they're so cute and like they were meant to be together. And I'm like, no, but y'all, at the end of the day, like you can't deny the fact that she was not his first choice. She was the backup plan. He made his decision and thought that Mallory was going to say yes. And he was so distraught. See, let me tell you what threw me off about the whole situation. When he proposed to Mallory and Mallory said no, right? He was hurt. This man was like crying, so broken, heartbroken, like I can't believe cursing and like walked back into like the men's side of the thing and was just like crying. And I was like, so he was like heartbroken that Mallory did not accept his proposal. How you turn around like the next day and be like, okay, Ayana, will you marry me? I'm like, bruh, what? You were just so hurt that Mallory didn't accept your proposal, and then like 24 hours later, you're gonna ask her to marry you, and then be uh no, nope, 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 nope. How we can win? Okay, Aaron. Hey, Chris. Aaron, I'm surprised you're reading. Are you out of your reading slump? I don't know. I haven't heard anything. Um, for me, 7 days in June was the relationship was too toxic for me. I could not. Well, the relation. Okay, let me really explain. The relationship itself, the way that it started when they were teens, um, it was very codependent because they both were dealing with trauma and they formed a bond together trying to cope with the trauma that each one of them had. So I think it was a very codependent relationship in the beginning when they were teens, which I think for teens, when I think about like what they had been through their age, it made sense, but I didn't see it as romantic. So by the time that they get older and they meet again, it just felt the hero, because don't ask me to remember names. He scared me a lot. I don't feel like he fully healed, like dealing with his alcoholism and just dealing with like his trauma from the past. I don't feel like he ever really healed from it. And so at points when I was supposed to trust in him as a character and kind of focus on the romance that was building between the two of them, I literally was having like not it wasn't really, because I don't want to use the wrong words here because it's I don't want to exaggerate. Um I was so concerned about him as a character that it just I couldn't buy into the romance because I thought every little conflict that they had, I was like, he's not strong enough to handle this. And I feel like he's on the verge of breaking. And it just made me, and you can tell like there were moments, and I'm not going to say what it was because I don't want to spoil it. So I'm kind of tiptoeing around. There were moments when certain things happen, especially that one last huge thing that happens in the end. I was really concerned that he was going to completely just fall apart and break. And so because I was so concerned about him as a character, I had a very difficult time really buying into the romance. It just was very much so laced in trauma to the point that I could not find anything about it romantic. It was hard seeing the romance in it. And I know that like they had that tight bond and they had a good relationship in the future, but I was so scared for the two of them because I just don't feel like they did enough healing. And if they had done enough healing, I don't think it was written in a way to kind of illustrate that they had done enough healing. I did like the disability representation. I think that she wrote that, the author, Tia Williams, I think she did a great job writing that with a lot of compassion and care. You could kind of tell that in the writing style, and the writing was good, but I think the story itself just wasn't enough for me to feel like it had really pulled me in. So I know for a lot of people it was like a 5-star read, and for me it was just kind of average, middle of the road. And it's hard, like, it almost was not a romance book, like, it took them a lot to get to that HEA or HFN at the end. I know, I know, I know. Yeah. Um, yeah, we need to talk about that. Like, they do always put, like, plus size women in this show, and, like, none of them ever ends up making a connection, or if they make a connection, it's not really shown. Like, what I have thoughts about that too, but hate it, DNF it. Life is too short. I think everybody hated Shake. Like he was disgusting to me. Yeah, mm. Hi, Joe. Jessica. Yeah, Jessica. Oh, cool. Page. Okay. Just to make everybody read, but it's been a few people, Chris, who have read The Maid and they said they didn't like it. Okay, Jennifer, you have Ship and Magic, The Final Empire, Dragon Pearl, Waiting for Spring, Volume 5, and Crescent City. I'm going to say start with Waiting for Spring only because I'm reading manga too. Can I be selfish and do that? I hope so. But her comments is when you have went home, yet Shayna. Yeah, hold on. What are you saying here? Yeah, Shayna isn't caught up about her bad mouth and Natalie at the beach. I don't know why no one called out. First of all, I didn't even like the way Shane handled that situation because, and I promise y'all, when we get to 30 minutes, we're going to start a sprint. I did not like the way that even Shane handled that situation. I hated the way Shane handled that situation because Shayna came and talked trash about your relationship. And granted, he held his temper because he had a nasty temper to red flags all over Shane. Shane has issues. Um, like it's a lot of stuff I feel like Shane needs to kind of like work through because he had there was a lot of red flags that went up for me with Shane. He held it together when Shayna was saying stuff and like he did some things that kind of made Shayna look stupid, but I didn't like that he went back to Natalie and was like, why would she say something like that? Why would Natalie know that? Like, if you're going to confront somebody, confront the woman who's talking trash about your fiance. Not going to your fiance saying, well, why would she say like our relationship is fraudulent or that it's not real or it's fake? And Shayna was bold, man. Shayna was bold. Shayna was really, really bold. Ship of Magic. Hey, Trin. I'm good. How are you, love? Hey, Sora. Skin of the Ski. I need to read. I'm saving that for the summer because I think I'm going to do another Black Mermaid thing. And I want to save that book. Okay. The reunion is crazy too. Plus plasma among it. Yeah, yeah. Who's cute now? Honestly, Danielle, I had a giggle when he told Shaky and fallen. He is unbearable. I still feel like that was a cop out though, because he was trying to test to see he wanted her. And for me, it was like it was a clear indication that he wanted to propose to her. And when she said no to him, like for me, that was his reaction was enough to feel like Ayana was a second choice. That's what bothered me so much. La la, it's Love is Blind. A little every day. Well, I hope you eventually work out of it. She's a oh evening shift at the library. She might be his name. It's a mess, y'all. Hey, Kathleen. Sauce on my wings. Should I make this old fashioned double? Triple. Triple. Do a triple. So what if they had said, let's go to counseling? Gonna be a lot for people to deal with, especially with past. I think I probably would have felt better about it if that was the case. I think I would have felt better about it, but it didn't happen. So, I mean, I'm going with what was there, and that wasn't present. Liv, please watch it, and when you watch it, please message me when you start watching it because I want to play by play of your thoughts. Exactly, and you know what was so interesting about it is that like she used religion as to get out of the relationship with Kyle. And I did not like that. And her family, honestly, red flags too. Because when her brother was like, what did he say? Do you like being an American or something like? Are you happy to be an American? I was like, we know where this is going. I don't have time for this. Like, Kyle, run. It's time for you to run. Run, 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 run. Because red flag. Do you love being an American? Okay, y'all don't watch Love is Blind during the sprint. Don't do it. Don't do it. All right, y'all. How long do y'all want to sprint? 20, 30. What are you thinking? Let me know. Let me know. I can't sing, y'all. Let me know. Okay, I'm seeing a lot of 30s. Ish. Okay, so everybody's pretty much on 30. All right, let's do 30. Let me find Bree's timer. Shout out to Bree for the timers. Funny story, Bree and I were supposed to do sprints yesterday, but let me tell y'all what's not good right now. The housing market. Garbage. And I am trying to fight like everybody else to make this thing happen. And it is not fun. Okay. Let's see. All right. Let me share my screen. All right. Let me start it and let's sprint, y'all. Okay. How did everyone do? I didn't really count my pages. To be honest with you. Yeah, they're not even really numbered that well. Let me see. I went from page 68 to 143. So not bad. About this much, which is a decent amount. Plus, I was on my phone. So, all right, hold on. Ooh, you just finished Delicates? I need to put that live show up. That live show is actually supposed to be next week. Bree, hey baby, do you? Since you were here, do you remember what we chose Wednesday, right? Is that the date that we chose? Yes, the list for the book club is under my original video. Okay, 55 pages of bitter, 10 pages, Jessica. 16 is good. 16 is a good amount. No exit. Okay. Josh, you're at 11%. You gonna change a book from the Dragon Republic? What are you gonna change to? Oh, honey, come picture read a book called Other Worlds for Smoke, and it's weird. Is okay. So is this weird like in a good way or weird in a not so good way? Oh, Chris, I'm sorry, love. Did the shot help though? Please say the shot helped. 20 pages of Black Sun. I still need to read it. 30 pages of The Thief. Okay. 165 now. Bree, you just got here. Just have to dig far. Okay. 3 chapters. 12 pages of Snow Crash. Okay. When you charge, you get read spoiler alert. Woo. Excuse me, y'all. Nice. Kathleen, 30 pages. Dawn, 15. 31 pages of The Appeal. That sounds good, Jennifer. I feel like it is, which is why, Shamla, I feel like I need to start it earlier. Like I need to start it like this weekend because I feel like it's going to be more detailed and it's longer. Okay, 10 pages. Wednesday for sure. Okay, thanks, babe. I'll make the things this weekend. Kintu, okay. It was impromptu, Erica. Bree and I were supposed to do it yesterday. But I had to do some excuse me, y'all. I had to do some house stuff yesterday, so I was tired. I was exhausted yesterday. 20 pages. Let's see. Wow, so you're going from Dragon Republic to Beloved? That's intense. L- Why are you lying? I texted you and told you. To the Iron Widow, okay? Halfway into volume 5. Okay. How are you liking it, Jennifer? Helping kids with last minute. I feel that. Second person make me feel. Yeah, second person always makes things feel like more intense because it feels like the writer is talking to you. I know a lot of people who find second person to be awkward to read, but I always find it intriguing because I feel like it pulls you into the story a little bit more. I'm glad the shot took some of this thing out. That's what matters the most. Yes, my toddler had a my toddler had a meltdown today. She did not sleep during nap time, and I think the time change is just throwing her off a little bit. Plus, she had She had a bad dream last night, so she woke up and it took her a little second to go back to sleep. But she hasn't had a temper tantrum this bad yet. So this was our first one, like falling out, screaming on the floor, kicking, complete like shit show. But it was because she was tired. Like as soon as I laid her in her bed, she was out, literally out. Um, the love is blind discussion. Listen, when we finish here, I may watch that season finale tonight. We'll see. Yeah, I think I'm going to Shama. I probably will, like I had said earlier. I get a little break this weekend. Um, my parents are gonna have the baby. Ooh. Y'all, I promise I'm gonna stop yawning. Um, so I probably will start this weekend. All the kids are tripping over hungry, even though they ate less. I don't know if I'm ready for that stage yet, where everybody's like, "I'm hungry, I'm hungry, I'm hungry." You did, you did, you did. Yeah, I've heard a lot of good things about it. I just have never taken the time to read it myself. So Beloved is next month um for Bree's Black Classic Book Club. It's next month, right, Bree? I'm not getting that wrong. See, they're stopping DST November. Wait, what is DST, Jennifer? Because when you say DST, I'm thinking my sorority. Yeah, it is a group. It is a group read. Bree Block Booktician. She has a Black Classics book club that she hosts. Thank you, Lala. Yeah, I am so tired. I can't believe I could not figure that out. Um, she hosts a Black Classics book club, and she has a live show at the end of every single month. And the next month's one is Beloved, I believe. Okay, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm like DST. See, when I think DST, I think Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, which is a sorority that I'm in. So forgive me, DST to me is never I never associate it with daylight savings time. I always associate it with my sorority now because it's just so ingrained in my head. Um, it's definitely so I think Sarah, they're just not going to acknowledge it. There are some parts of the U.S. that don't acknowledge daylight savings time at all. I think is that right, y'all? Please tell me I'm wrong. If I'm, please tell me I'm right. Not please tell me I'm wrong. I'm tired. I am exhausted. Yeah, they just won't we won't spring forward or fall back anymore. Not you texting me if I want you on. I'm about to send you the link, Brie. I'm not gonna even text you. I'm gonna send you the link real quick on Insta. Hold on. Let me do that. If I can get into Insta. I can. I can. I can. I always can never remember. Okay. Found you, Bree. Bree, check your DMs on Instagram. Yeah, I was about to say there's some people who don't that don't okay. Thank you, y'all. I feel validated because I was like, wait, aren't there's some areas in the US that don't even acknowledge it anyway? Oh wow. That's interesting. Okay, yeah, Arizona doesn't do it, Indiana. Our government got together and they made the decision. So they just made the decision that we weren't going to do it anymore. You know, that's really like everybody's not going to be on the same page about that. It's going to cause a lot of chaos initially. I'm just saying, because somebody's going to forget that it's a thing. Okay, Puerto Rico has never changed their clocks. that I just feel like it just throws my body so out of whack. And I didn't even realize that it happened this past weekend. And like, I woke up on Sunday and it was like 9:30. And I was like, why did my child let me sleep this late? And it was because it was because she was still on, you know what I'm saying? Like her body was still functioning an hour behind what time it really was. So she didn't want to get up till 9:30 because her body still felt like it was 8:30. Like I used to be good enough where I didn't have to set my, and this is why I don't like the time change. My internal clock eventually, like my body will start to wake itself up at the same time each day, which I usually don't always have to set an alarm clock because it does that. And I forgot that when it changes, my body still is functioning on the old. So I've been late. I've been late, like waking up every day because my body feels like it's an hour earlier than what it it really is. So it's a mess. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. The UK doesn't go forward until like a week. It's that's so confusing. Like, so basically time is all screwed up at some point during the year. I can't. Like, that's ridiculous. Ugh. I honestly though, Tia, it is DST. Like that's the only DST that I acknowledge. I don't acknowledge it as daylight saving time. So Mexico is next month. Ugh, I can't. That's probably why my body is just not like my body is not functioning. Like when we left for school and work this morning, I walked outside. I was like, "Why the hell is it still dark outside?" And I was like, "Oh, daylight savings time." I'm like, "It's still dark outside." I mean, I like it because we come home and there's still light outside, but like that's also why I feel like she's not like my daughter's not really she's not handling this well, y'all. I promise you ever since the time change, like she has just been horrible. Like she is not she's not been in a good place. They have a half hour? What? Uh, I love the fall back because I'm like, oh, I get more time. I get more time to sleep. I bet it has been law. Like planning live shows in this chaos probably has just not. It probably has not been great, y'all. I'm trying to wait on Bree to get in here. I don't know if she's still here, but I sent her the link to hop on with me, and I'm trying to wait until another sprint is. I'm trying to wait to do another sprint until she hops in, but she hasn't read it yet. Oh, she's finishing a live show that she's in. um, what? How long do y'all want? How long do y'all want to do the next sprint? What are you thinking? How long? I don't know what y'all. I have no idea what. Yeah, is in a live show asking to hop into this live show whenever she gets finished. That's cool. Yeah, definitely join us for May for Miss Marvel. I'm excited to read Miss Marvel again. No, I don't think it's Nicole Shamla. That's Nicole's regular book club. But I mean, she could have been. I didn't see her in the post that Nicole did, so I didn't think it was that one. But I could be wrong. She could be guest starring in that. Okay, so let's do 30. We'll do 30 again. Oh, okay. So before we start, hold on. Because have y'all ever heard of the guy who has a channel called Soft White Underbelly? I'm saving that for my watch later. Just so y'all know. So this is y'all are crazy at 45 minutes. If y'all want me to stay awake, 45 minutes is off the table. um have y'all ever heard of him before? Oh, Bree is in that live show. So Bree is in the Amari and the Night Brothers live show, trying to hop into this. Thank you. Okay, so you have yeah, 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 yeah. So he interviews people who live on Skid Row in LA. And I had found his channel a little while ago, but made the decision to finally sit down, and because it was one video that just kept popping up and popping up and popping up. So he interviews people from Skid Row. I mean, like, definitely all different um backgrounds, like sex workers, addicts, um pimps, um like definitely there's been one that was like a debt collector, a warden executioner. um they're really interesting, and I definitely have been telling people to watch them if you get the chance, because his whole purpose of creating this channel is, the only other word that I can find is humanize um individuals who are currently in these circumstances, and to take stigmas away. And you'll notice that a lot of what he does is he asks a lot of questions about, like, childhood, like what was your life like growing up, like what were your parents like. And it's so heartbreaking because a lot of them have dealt with childhood trauma. And um especially for a lot of the people that I've watched that have addictions, they've dealt with some form of childhood trauma. And it ends up being kind of like their coping mechanism. Yeah, they're in the the actual picture, like the thumbnails in black and white, but the recordings are in color. And it's, I mean, I watched one with, which I was very surprised that I even wanted to do it, but there was one of a guy who was a skinhead. And I, watching his story, I was very surprised at, like, the how everything had played out for him. It was, yeah, it's a lot. They're good. They're easy to binge. But they're also like a lot of content warnings on a lot of these. Especially for some of the addicts that I've seen him interview. So, like, if that's gonna make you uncomfortable, I definitely want to put that content warning out there, that in some cases, some of the people that he's interviewing that are addicts are actually, like, very much so in the throes of their addiction, and may or may not actually be under the influence um, while he's recording. There was one woman that I did watch, and she was she literally, it looked like she had just gotten from the conversation and things that were going on, like, you could kinda tell that she had just gotten high at that point. So, if any of that stuff is, like, difficult or would be kind of hard for you to watch, I definitely say, like, be mindful of that. Um, because while I do find them interesting, it is hard to watch, and you need to make sure that you also, thank you, Jessica, um, be in the right headspace before watching. But I think that the work that he's doing is great, because I think that here in the US, because I can only speak here in the US, there's a lot of stigma related to people who are battling addiction, a lot of stigma attached to sex workers, and he's trying to give a full blown 360 perspective of these individuals, so that those stigmas and that judgment can be taken away, or at least there's some humanity that's, instilled back into a lot of these individuals. So I just wanted to share that, because I've been sharing that with as many people as possible, because I found it and I thought it was just an interesting project, that he was doing. But I'm going to go ahead and find Bree's thing again. Her timer. Let's do 30 minutes. If I can find it. Y'all, haven't watched a booktube video in so long. I feel awful about. I really just haven't. I have not at all. I have not in a minute. Not in a minute. All right, where's 30 minutes? There it is. And okay. All right. Yeah. Who are hustling. Yeah, and those who are being sincere as well. Yeah, but they're all compelling. Yeah, you're absolutely right. That's a good point, Salter. It is. It is interesting, because I've seen a couple where I'm like, it's a little bit of hustling that's going on. Um, it's so much content, y'all. It's a lot of content. All right, I'm going to share my screen so we can go ahead and start this sprint. Whoever thought that I would be sprinting like this? This is so unlike me, y'all. I don't typically do this. All right, but let's sprint. Look who's here.
It's me.
Hey, boo. I know. Hold on. I did the volume thing and I was about to ask you, like, why can't I hear you? Okay, because my volume was off. I know I was about to embarrass myself again, but I'm glad I caught it.
I got to page 47 of Something in My Heart. A Beloved presents.
Oh, which one?
Something in My Heart. I need you to not read it. You can read any other book, but not that one.
What's wrong with it?
Actually, we can't put it on this internet, but
Okay, we'll talk after.
it's definitely not for you. I do not want you to read it.
Mm, I didn't read. I ended up watching. I shouldn't have. I shouldn't have. I knew this was gonna happen. I started talking about. I don't know if you ever heard of him, Bree. This guy Mark who runs this channel called Soft White Underbelly.
Oh yeah, I'm always watching those
Yeah,
videos. I go down the rabbit hole. I be like, oh my god, what's the update? The pimp took me out. I couldn't deal with that dude
Pimp
at all.
Dro.
Yeah, pimp drove was too much.
That's the one
He
I'm
was too smooth.
watching.
I was like, this is why he was like, I come from the old school, the old pimps. I said, not the old school. No, I couldn't deal with it. Too much.
It's a lot. Like he's an interesting he's an interesting character. They didn't do an update with him. He passed away in a car crash before
Who
Mark could do
drove
an
it?
update with him. Well, yeah, Pimp Dro is. I don't know if we're talking about the same guy. He's from Tennessee. Heavy accent.
Yeah, heavy. Yeah.
Heavy accent.
There's a
Yeah, yeah.
couple
He
folks
passed
who
away.
passed away. A lady named Amanda passed away.
I don't think I've watched any of hers, although it sounds
Yeah,
familiar. I don't think
I, I think she was an opiate user.
she passed away.
So then her family
Yeah,
came on and did the update.
that's so sad.
hmm
Yeah, he
But yeah,
passed
the
away.
way I watched that.
Yeah, he passed away in a car accident, and
Mhm.
but his interview is just so interesting because like he's being very transparent about being a pimp and like how he
Mhm.
got started, and
Mhm.
he was introduced to the game because it's like my mama was a hoe. I was like, oh wow, and he was like, my daddy was a square and got caught up. I was like, oh my gosh. I think Bree's frozen, y'all. Bree's frozen. So I've been talking to myself. Ooh. Oh, you're back.
Yeah, my bad. I was just saying that's how it starts.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, and it was just I just felt so bad when he said like, had his dad not been killed, he probably would be like college graduated in a completely different situation than what he's in.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's real sad. Those stories are so sad.
They are.
There was
They're
one
super
girl,
sad.
she was like, I had a couple pimps, and I said, F that. I'm going to get this money on my own. I said,
Oh,
okay.
you're
And
talking about
you
cute
got
little
the tattoo
girl.
on your face somewhere?
No, no, we must be talking about somebody else. But because it's
Yeah.
a young black girl, pretty little thing.
Yeah, her too. But it's another, like, either she light skin or white, and she have a
Mm.
tattoo on her face.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
She said the
Mm-hmm.
same thing.
Yeah, she did. She said the same thing. But yeah, the black girl I watched, she was like, she dealt with them, but she said a lot of these pimps out here now copy and paste. They not real
Uh-uh.
pimps. She said they're whole hustlers.
Oh,
Oh, let
speaking
me
of,
show you this because you weren't on here earlier, but you know about it because I texted you about it. But look,
Hold on.
Can you see it?
Yeah, I kept saying that's me.
That's you. She does look like you though.
I know. I said that's me with
Yeah,
makeup,
she looks like
longer
you.
locks, and maybe some abs. Cause I
She
got
does look
like I got like a 4-pack that's hiding.
this hiding. At least you have
Hiding.
something there, you know?
Yeah,
That's good.
it's very much giving me peekaboo, and I still don't see it. So,
Mine is forever lost.
not forever love.
Forever lost. I will never. We know how to C-section too, so those
Yes.
muscles will never be the same. They cut across them, so that's great. Um,
It's me like that.
it'd be like that. We need to talk after
Okay.
this ends. By the way,
Okay.
um, okay. So people actually did some reading. I didn't. I'd watched those videos. Um,
And
15 pages. Read just 1.5 chapters. Y'all, we're probably gonna do just one more sprint after this because I may not be able to hold on after another. We've actually done 2 sprints already. The final sprint will be the 3rd sprint. Are you proud of me?
I'm a little shocked.
You're shocked, right? Isn't that
Yes.
isn't that weird?
You said I'm showing up as myself.
Actually, sprinting tonight. This, I don't
Who
typically do
is
that.
she?
I do not typically do that. I just asked somebody a very interesting question, and now I'm getting anxious because I want an answer, and I haven't gotten it yet.
Yeah. I feel like that with food. I'd be like, "Are you gonna cook for me?" And then it's crickets.
Um,
I'd be sad.
Thank you. I'm so happy. So now, whenever people talk shit about me, I will refer back to this live show and
That
say,
one life
actually,
show, that one time.
that one time that we did not get sidetracked,
Yeah.
that, we stuck to it. We're talking about, what are we talking about? We're talking about what is it? Soft White Underbelly? Is that the name? It's
Yeah.
a YouTube channel.
Yeah.
Um, and it's this guy who interviews people who are on Skid Row, and they
Yeah.
come from a lot of different
Background.
backgrounds.
Mm-hmm.
Addicts, sex workers, strippers. He's done some interviews with um, KKK members, skinheads, pimps. There was one with a guy who was an executioner. Um, and he's just interviewing them, and he's humanizing, because I was talking about earlier, a lot of times in the US there's stigmas and judgments attached to people, um, especially people like with the descriptors I just gave. Like, it's a lot of stigmas and judgments, and he basically, when he interviews them, you get to see how a lot of these individuals got from point A to point B. We were talking about earlier, like, a lot of what they all have in common is childhood trauma. Because he always seems to ask the question, what was your childhood like? Did you experience any abuse? Physical, verbal, mental, you know, sexual. Um, and there was one that I watched where it was a pimp and a prostitute, and she said no, but her body language, like, if you go through the comments, you could see people, like, her body language shifted, like, because
Yeah.
she was high during the interview, and when he asked her the question about, like, had you ever experienced any childhood abuse, it's almost like she sobered up in that split second,
Yeah.
and she was like, no, and then it was like you could tell that, like, the answer truly was yes, but she didn't want to talk about it. But a lot of them do. The only other person that I seen that hadn't was hers was interesting. Her name was Frenchie.
Oh yeah, Frenchie.
I loved her story. Like people were calling her a narcissist in the comments, but like I her story was so intriguing because she was she a sex worker?
I believe she was.
I believe she was, and she grew up in Paris, and a lot of her insecurities in her childhood stem from being a twin because her twin was viewed as the good twin and she wasn't. So she got into a lot of stuff when she was younger, like she was crossing the border. I forget where she went, but she was crossing the border to get weed to come back into France to deal
Hmm.
at school. She became a drug dealer. She got married young. Her husband was cheating on her. She left him and she got into the lifestyle, and her story is just her interview is like an hour and a half long, but it's just super super captivating. Yeah. Yeah. Got to chapter 19 of Skin of the Sea.
Still haven't read it.
I
I was
still haven't
waiting
read
on
it either.
somebody.
No, don't read it yet because me and you are supposed to be doing the next mermaid vlog together, and
That's
that's
what
going to
I
be
said.
some.
I was waiting on somebody.
Oh yeah, me. Sorry. I just feel like it I just feel like I feel like it's more of like a summer video.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. For
That's the
sure.
vibe that I get. I feel like it's more of a summer video, but could be me. We were talking about, you missed it earlier, we were talking about, and I know you've watched it because you follow everybody. Every time I went to everybody's profiles, I was like, oh, look, Brie follows them from Love is Blind season 2.
I will not be attacked because you're not the first one. Tell me why people were screenshotting. People who follow me on Instagram was like, "Oh my god, you follow Dipti?" I was like, "Yes, I
Yes, you
do.
follow them. Yep.
Every one of them. Yes, I do. I'm nosy as hell. I need to know what's going on."
Neeks had a comment on somebody's picture that blew up. I forget who. I need to ask Neeks because Neeks, I feel like maybe it was Shane's, or was it Shane's? It was the whole thing with Shane, and what is her name? Who did
Shayna?
Shane get engaged to?
Shane? No, Natalie.
Natalie. It was something about those three. I forget whose profile she was on, but she commented and it had like 4,000 likes on it. I was like, not Minx commenting on the red flags in the relationship, and it blew up.
Listen, when this man was like, "Yeah, what do you do?" Yeah, I was like, I can't take him seriously because, like, even in the reunion, he just couldn't take like accountability for what he did in the relationship with him and Natalie. And Natalie's like, "I'm sorry, because you
But
were
he
enough."
told her
I'm
he
like,
hated her.
she was doing too much for that white man to treat her like that.
He was, but I felt like I don't like, because when Natalie finally, because I haven't watched a reunion yet,
I did.
but when Natalie had brought up in one episode that he was like always fishing for compliments,
Yeah.
and then it was like they went through and they replayed it when they were about to get married, I was like, he was super insecure.
Yeah, I felt like I also understood him when he was like, "Natalie, I need you to be more vulnerable," essentially. He didn't say that, but that's what he was saying. And I was like, I get that. She seemed kind of like closed off and everything was a joke. But then when she started to open up to him, he just, I don't know, he acted like he was on a substance when they got married. the way he kept moving and gyrating and everything at the pew. I was like, man, did you get high before you walked up here? It's okay if you puff and didn't pass. It's all right, but I think
Yeah.
you need to say that. Was it laced? I don't know. I just felt like he was not into the whole situation. But you
No.
know, Team Deep D, I want her and Kyle to get together. There's too many eggs been dropped, been too many times.
Well,
Deep D.
didn't she say that they were just really good friends?
Oh no. I went on the tickety talk and somebody keep finding them going to dinner by themselves, lunch by themselves. Is that what you do with your friends? Huh?
Yes.
I don't know. I don't believe it. I think they're trying to be
Yes.
low key because their love life was already on front page.
And I would get that. And I would get that. And I don't blame them. If it eventually comes out that the two of them are together and they did that because they wanted to keep it private, I get that because they've already had to deal with being a part of this experiment and then having their how they behave in relationships kind of like ripped to shreds.
Yeah.
Um
But Shayna
I
already dating somebody new. She just
I thought she
posted
was
that on her.
engaged.
Listen, she's already dating somebody new, and she said, you know, Corinthians 3:7, God, whatever. And I'm like, girl, you really hard up about God when you be backing that thing up.
Did
You
you
out
see
here.
that video of that guy on TikTok? He was from the UK, I
Oh
believe.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and he
He's
was
like,
like,
it's not
not
good,
while
babe.
singing. What do
It's
you
not
say?
good,
Not while
babe.
all singing praises to the Lord. I said, oh.
Yeah. I'm like,
He
girl,
said, with her swollen puss.
he did drag. I did laugh.
He
He
dragged
did
her.
drag. He
He
did
dragged
drag.
her.
I did laugh.
He
It was
dragged her
funny.
so bad.
He did
He
do it. I
said,
was like, whoa, whoa, whoa,
not
whoa.
Shayna showing up to Sunday Mass with her swollen puss singing praises to the Lord.
It was funny. I won't lie. I did laugh. What I hate the most about this situation is that Shake is
He was
annoying
disgusting.
and a
He was
narcissist,
disgusting.
and I can't deal with it. He's just so full of himself. I'm like, dude. And then while we're watching the whole Love is Blind season 2, I'm like, okay, Shake is trash. And then he started having these moments of reflection, and I was like, okay, third eye, come through, third eye.
And then he went right
And
back.
then he flipped back to being like, she's my aunt. And then I heard from another friend who be following it on Reddit that Shake was really saying a bunch of hurtful stuff that didn't get filmed. Like he was talking about Deep D's extra skin and all this. He was like, somebody needs to get arrested for that much skin she has. And I'm like, what skin? We all saw her in the pool about to back that thing up on you, and then you got stiff. I'm like, if you got LD
She lost a lot of
syndrome, you
weight
need to
though.
say that.
She said that she I mean, that happens when you lose a lot of weight and you don't have a plastic surgeon to come in and take away the extra skin. Unfortunately, that's just reality. Like, she's beautiful and like I just
He was
couldn't.
trash for that. He was
He
wrong.
was trash. Like, the fact what threw me off the moment when he got into things and was like, could I put you on my shoulders at a concert? I said, so you're trying to ask what their weight is without asking straight up, like, are you skinny or are you fat? And I'm like, first of all, you got to be boss. You let me
Listen,
not, because I don't want to
that's
comment.
what
I don't want
look.
to comment on how I didn't find Shake like room, and his personality honestly made him stupid
His
unattractive.
personality made him trash, but you know what? All of those women on the show, they were better than me. Because if that man would have said, "Would I have difficulty putting you on my neck?" I would have said, "Did your mama have difficulty when she should have swallowed?" And then I would have walked out because you're not about to be saying random shit to me when I'm no, like what? And then this
It's
one
so
girl was like,
rude.
I don't want to work out at all, and he was like, at all, and she was like, at all.
And I felt that energy when she was
I
like,
felt
yeah,
that
that's not
energy.
my thing. I don't do that. I don't work out. I'm like, the whole concept of like Love is Blind is that you don't get into the room to try to figure out what these women look like. It just was like the whole thing. And like for me, what just kind of like was my peak with him was how he made it a point to tell everyone how he had no sexual attraction, no physical attraction to her. And it just bothered me. Like, that's not something that you need to go around and say to every person that you encounter, oh yeah, I'm not physically attracted to her. There's
And
no
I was
sexual
like, his
chemistry.
mama is a real one. His mama was like, she don't deserve this. And I was like, literally, you were raised by this fantastic woman and you just came out like a little shit. Like a
I
this
don't know what
little
happened. I don't know
little
what
piece of
happened with
work.
him.
I didn't like it at all. I
But
also
you,
was sad about Salvador and Mallory.
yeah, I think that, okay, like I said earlier, I didn't like any couple from this season.
Not even the black one?
No, I didn't because I felt like she was second choice.
Yeah, I ain't gonna lie. I don't know if I would have got past it.
I
You know
I
what I
could I couldn't
mean?
get. I'm being real with myself. Like I'm talking about it from my lens and my experience, my perspective. I couldn't do that. Like I saw people like because I went and looked um at somebody's Instagram page and like there were people in the comments who were just like, this whole season was just nothing but red flags. Like none of the couples were like just solid. It's just there's a lot of red flag moments that happen throughout the entire series.
Yeah,
And
and Danielle and Nick, Isabella was a hot mess to me. I'ma say it. I just every 2 seconds it was like, oh, you're gonna do this. Oh, I'm mad at this. Oh, I felt like I was getting emotional whiplash with all the stuff that was happening. But if you go on Danielle's Instagram, she talks about like why that
how
happened.
stuff was cut and
Opened
how
up.
it made her, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. I think
so I understood after that, but I was like, what's
I
going on here?
her, yeah, I did struggle with Dan. I still feel like even with the explanation of that one scene where um where she went in the closet and stuff like that,
Mm-hmm.
I think that she had some things that made their relationship a little red flaggy. Like it was I think her a lot of her insecurities carried over into that relationship. And I kind of like I get where she was coming after she explained it. A lot of that made sense as to like that one scene in particular, because that one scene was kind of like the way that they cut it and edited it made it look super extreme, and there was no context to it, so it looked like she was just kind of like she fell apart for absolutely no reason. But I
Not,
also feel like I feel like she still had some stuff that I don't know if she 100% dealt with it, but I'm glad that she had been so open about her mental health,
mm-hmm.
because I think that that is a huge factor to consider with like a reality TV show like that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
for sure.
that's a huge thing to consider it. And when you have people watching you and kind of tearing you apart once the show airs, and you've been kind of unfairly edited in a lot of different ways.
Yeah.
Um,
I mean, I would say my biggest critique, although I'm addicted to this show, and definitely gonna watch season 3 if it is a season 3,
oh, this is
is
gonna be a season
that
3 because too many people are talking about season 2.
yeah, it's season 3, is that I watched so much 90 Day Fiance, Aaron. Don't get me started with that. Please don't get me started. But
Where's 90 Day Fiance? What
it's
platform is
on
it on?
Discovery.
I need to watch it.
Is my roommate has it. I don't. So when we break up in a month, it's gonna be rough. I'm gonna be like, how do I get my fix? Share that password. Anyway, My biggest thing is with it, I didn't like how binary it was. There was no fat people. There was no gay relationships.
It was
That kind
very.
of like, I didn't like that. It wasn't enough POCs in it, BIPOC folks. I don't know. I'm like, who are y'all choosing? Or only because I know it's not only this type of person who is showing, because y'all give clips of other contestants and they got bigger bodies.
But they never match up.
Yeah. It
And
seems
that's
calculated.
they never well, I did read an article about two couples, but it was still very binary. Two couples who did end up getting they ended up getting engaged, but you just never got to see their stories because because the director was saying that due to lack of resources, they had to pick the couples that they felt like would be most engaging. And I feel like that is code for pick the couples with the most drama.
Yeah.
And
Listen, Ray, married at first sight. What that dude, Ebola, Dola, whatever, about to get these hands. He's toxic. He's toxic. Don't tell nobody. Now I'm exposing myself of all the trash TV I watch.
but it's so good to watch. I mean, I watched freaking Siesta Key. Okay? It gets no bottom barrel more
The
than
bottom of the
the barrel.
barrel.
I watched Siesta Key, which is a Hills wannabe TV show.
No.
And it's just a
Listen.
bunch of rich white kids BSing their way through life.
I need you to watch 98 Fiance and 90 Days Singles because it is hilarious. Like they're my favorite people that just be going at each other is Big Ed, and then there's this dude who has this weird beard. He lived with his mom and his wife name is Angela right now, but it's a hot mess. Like he came on the show and he was only dating women for Brazil, and then he was cheating on them, and he has a very like strong sex drive. He kind of looks like a broke Viking, and like it's giving, Viking adjacent, and he's just out here just slinging that
Like
thing to everybody. Then he's slinging that thing to his friend. Everybody like, oh, your friend Angela, your friend Angela. It's not his friend Angela. It's actually his friend Angela. And then him and Angela get together after the Brazilian girl said, I'm gonna head out. But one of the Brazilian girls caught a case and they had to deport her because she beat up somebody. It was just so much. I said, damn.
this is
It's
such a
going
good
down.
point. They choose pretty people. They do. Because everybody on that, I mean, Shake
Agreed.
wasn't attractive to me because Shake had a ugly personality. And that made him extremely unattractive. If not, I probably would have viewed him differently. But everybody on that show, men and women alike, were attractive. Let's
Yes.
be for real.
It be like that. It
They
be
were attractive.
like that. Big Ed out here in these streets. Also, Vanderpump Rules. I used to watch that a lot.
I used to watch that a lot too.
I hated the Dugars, but watched it.
I
But
watched it as
now I'm
well.
watching the Derricos, and the husband is pissing me off to the point of no return. Like I cannot deal with this man. Listen. They got 14 kids. I just gotta do a short rant. I swear, I'm gonna let it go. 14 kids, black family, black love, all of that. The mom has been through it. Like she's had 4 triplets, 4 sets. Like she's been through it. And she is out here, trying to make sure one of her kids, Awesome Dawson, is out here, thriving. The poor baby had to have 2 heart surgeries, and the dad barely want to touch the kid because she had a miscarriage, and he was just so distraught by the miscarriage and that they lost the baby that he refuses to engage in the kid that they have. And she's like, I need your help. I need your support. Our kid is gonna go get this heart surgery. He's like, I need you to handle that. I can't handle it. I don't know if I can do it. I said, I will beat yo. What do you mean you can't handle it? Did your body go through that devastation?
That's wild.
Not at
No,
all.
my
And
blood
then
pressure would go up. My blood pressure would go up watching that.
what pisses me off the most is that they have one kid. They have one kid, right? Their first child, 14 years old, beautiful young little lady. 14 years old, they go to a basketball game for one of his sons, the younger babies. I think the kid was like 7 or 8. And they go to the basketball game, and she goes, "Hey daddy," the 14-year-old, "Hey daddy, can I go over there and say hi to my friends and hang out with my friends?" My friends are literally across the damn court. Her dad goes, "No, we have all these babies. We have so much going on. Like you can't go. I know you want to hang out with your friends, but I have to limit the time that you spend with your friends because we have so much going on." So is this 14-year-old, it's her responsibility to take care of y'all 13 fucking kids when she didn't ask to come into the world? Now y'all gonna make her a built-in baby sitter? So then the grandma shows up, and the grandma's like, "Yo, you need to let her do 14-year-old shit with her 14-year-old peers." And he's like, "Where is this coming from? Where is this coming from? Why didn't she come and talk to me? I don't get it. We have all these kids. She gotta help. How does she have to help? Like, you really gonna do this to this 14-year-old kid?" I was so mad. He get on my damn nerves. Then he got her pregnant again. So then the grandma got mad. I'm mad. So now y'all got 15 kids. Y'all just said, do. I'm mad about it. Like, he is just not giving support. Like, I don't know. I don't like him. I don't. Anyway.
Word on the curb, his husband got more outside kids.
Yeah, he does. That's not word on the street. That's facts. I was reading upon that today. Like, I'm like, really, dude? Like, you can't. And every time she tells him, like, she was like, "Hey, can you hold Awesome Dawson while I go and fold the clothes?" He was like, "What do you mean? Hold Awesome Dawson, feed her, then go fold the clothes." And she was like, "Dude, we have a lot of stuff to do today. I need you to hold Awesome Dawson while I go fold the clothes." He was like, "I don't want to interact with her. I'm still grieving the loss of my kid, Carter." And I'm like, my boy, are you for real? She couldn't have been my sister. I was like, pack up all 14 of my nieces and nephews. We whooping dude ass. At dawn, we ride. We ride out. At dawn. We ride out. Because no, absolutely not. So then
Isabella said, "What show is this?"
Oh, it's called Doubling Down with the Derricos or whatever. But I'm just saying, watching this show, I was like, I am gonna forever have an empty womb because these ain't. And I'm
mad at the way you just edited yourself.
I did. These ain't, and I can't stand these, and now all they look, and I can't stand them. Right? So I was just like this, and I just can't. I'm like, I don't want to be with a man who don't know how to support me when I need his support. Like, how that makes sense? Make that make sense. Make sense. Because how you gonna be out here? I'm trying to fold clothes and get Awesome Dawson fed, but you and your bow-legged gonna act like you don't know what's going on. I was so pissed.
Why you sound like a TV show getting edited?
I'm mad about it. And I feel like the mama deserved better. Like, I get it. You read the scriptures, girl. I hear you. The Lord is my savior. I get you. But you thought the Lord sent you this raggedy? You thought the Lord sent you this raggedy? Who can't even hold your... Makes sense. So I'm just mad about it. It's just a hate crime, and he's trash. I'm never gonna like this man because I'm like, you keep saying, "Oh, I don't have enough. We don't have enough time as a couple." But every time we blink, every time we take a sip of water, she's with child. So you have to help me understand, sir.
You even say pregnant. She's with child.
Every time we take a sip of water, H2O, you are with child. And you keep having kids by this bow-legged. I really can't stand it because this man can't support her. Like, dude, are you for real? Oh, my feelings. And I'm like, did you go through a miscarriage? Do you know what that feel like? You inconsiderate, raggedy. Anyway, rent is over. It's over. I just had to say it.
Did you get it out?
I'm just real mad. Like, I just hate it when a black woman is being mistreated like this. And then she's trying to be nice to him. Oh, we can talk about it later. We can talk about the size of my foot going up, yo, all the way up, yo, all the way up. All right.
I just don't.
Y'all don't watch it. Y'all gonna
I don't
be
feel. I
annoyed.
would say I don't feel like I could ever. I don't think I could ever watch it.
He trash.
Why did an article come out February of this year saying that doubling down with Derrico's Karen and Dion are considering more kids after 14th?
They are. Why?
Why?
Lady, your vagina has been through enough. Your
What?
vagina has seen Plymouth Rock and lived to tell the tale. Your vagina has been hithered, withered, and tithered at the same time. Your vagina has been Limgardia libidinosa this whole goddamn time. You need a break. You can't just be out here Spider-Man and the babies. Pew, pew, pew. Babies every goddamn where.
She said, I enjoy my pregnancies. I enjoy breastfeeding. Who enjoys breastfeeding?
No, for real. She loves breastfeeding. She thinks it's
Oh my
gosh. Real life, sis. But how do you love? I've seen you give birth on camera, sis. You shaking. You can't breathe. You literally almost died several times. That's what you love? You having that near life? Is that when you meeting God in between those times of living and death? No.
She said, I enjoy all of that. Although I am high risk and have to go on bed rest, things of that nature, I still enjoy the process.
Lady, do not have no babies, because if you leave this earth when your husband has to be the primary caregiver, he just out here trash.
They said they're chaperoning her romantic outings. The oldest girl.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
And I know parents can do what I want. I think it's gross, and I'm gonna say it, and y'all can come for me. Y'all come for me. I get it. It's my experience is why I think it's gross. I think it's gross that he is still kissing his 14-year-old on the lips. Sorry.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that's a bit much.
That's where I'm at. We can ask your mama. Too.
Yeah.
We can ask your pappy.
Yeah, I'm at that point too. Yeah, I think that's, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, this is a good point, Liz, though. Some people only feel needed when they're pregnant. Yeah. That's a good point.
Exactly, Jessica. Risk death.
And I guess I just don't get it because, like, he doesn't help. You know what I'm saying? Like, having one kid without spousal support is tough enough. But you're talking about having more on top of the 14 you already have.
I'm just
without
really
spousal
mad.
support. That's asking for rough mental health.
It's too
things.
much. And she's constantly crying. You can tell she's stressed out. She's told him that she's stressed out, and he just don't care. I'm assuming the way he acts and the way it's being filmed, it appears to me that he doesn't care. Maybe he does, and I don't know what's going on when the cameras go off. But from me and what the words that's come out of his mouth, this man said, I know that his 14-year-old want to go out and meet people and want to be with her friends, but we have too much stuff going on right now, and we can't do that. If y'all got all this money, this cake, this dinero, as you say you do, why can't y'all hire a nanny? Why why is it the responsibility of this 14-year-old?
14-year-old.
And maybe
Yeah.
I'm doing a little bit of counter transference.
She
I
go
want to call out my own bias because I was 7 years old when I had to raise other people's babies,
Yeah.
taking care of other people's babies. And a lot of times I felt like I didn't have a childhood, just like
Yeah.
my eldest sisters felt the same way with me.
Yeah.
So
They didn't
I
have,
got
yeah.
real pissed when I'm like, y'all need to stop having babies if you can't take care of them.
Yeah. No, but it's true. Because
That's so unfair.
I think as a parent,
So
to
unfair.
it's selfish to strip your oldest children of the opportunity to be children because you want to have more children. Like that's not, you know what I'm saying? Like for me as a mom, and I'm not here to judge her. It's just my opinion. I think that she's not if it's a desire to be wanted, a desire to you feel like that's the only point at which you have attention, um like you got to deal with that because in not dealing with that and not healing yourself, like you are damaging your kids in the long run. Like your kids will
Yeah.
push back, your kids will be resentful. It's a lot of different issues. It's a lot of different issues.
I mean, my thing is this. I think the mom is a really good mom. Like, she is very tentative. Like when, the grandma told them that their 14-year-old want to go and hang out with their friends, they both got defensive. But then the mom took a step back and was like, look, I just had a conversation letting you know that you don't support us with our kid who is having heart surgery next week. And then the grandma came out of nowhere and was talking about, y'all not really supporting a 14-year-old how y'all should. We're just going
Mhm,
to take some time. We're going to think about it and we're going to come up with a solution that supports the 14-year-old.
mhm.
Meanwhile, the father is acting like he's 3 years old.
Of course.
Like this man excuse for not holding the kid who was getting heart surgery is because he was holding the kid's sibling, the kid triplet, like the other baby. And the other
Mhm,
baby was sitting here doing this. Not a peep, not a sound, just chilling. And so the mama goes, okay, put that baby in the crib and hold the kid that I'm asking you to hold. He was like, I'm
mhm,
already holding the kid. What that look
mhm,
like? I can't do both. You can't do
mhm.
both. You impregnated this lady with 14 kids and you telling me you can't do both? Well, clearly maybe your stroke game ain't on point if you can't do both.
It's that's a lot. I don't think I'll ever watch that one. That one would I'd be too upset watching that.
No, I'm constantly just like, I don't watch it on my own volition. When I see that it's on TV and my roommate watches it, I be
Mhm,
like, oh, this man gets on my nerve. Cause he keeps saying the reason why he don't want to support his his wife while she's literally going to the hospital and sitting there in the waiting room by herself for 4 to 5 hours while her daughter is having heart surgery. Not one time, but 2 times without him because he is just so distraught over the miscarriage they had 4 babies ago. Huh?
but still wants to have more kids when he is emotionally incapable of taking care of these kids because he can't cope with a loss of a previous child, but is having more kids and is not emotionally ready for it. I think I could be more understanding of, you know, grieving and wanting to try again for another child and then realizing like, okay, we're not emotionally prepared to have any more kids. But the fact that you not only did it once, but twice, not three, but 4 times, and you know that you're not
They didn't
emotionally
do it four
equipped to do
times.
it.
They had a quintuplet. So they had three triplets. They had a singleton, three triplets, three sets of triplets, I think, another singleton, and then triplets again, I think.
Does she do? Is she naturally getting? Is
She's
she naturally
naturally
having
getting
triplets?
pregnant. Yeah, she's been pregnant 6 times.
Okay, so she just gene wise. Because I always think about the people who. What was the Kate and plus eight
Kate and Jake and Kate and plus
plus?
eight.
Oh, that was
John
a
and Kate. John
mess.
and Kate. John and Kate plus
John and
8.
Kate plus eight. That was a hot
And
mess.
John was trash. That dude,
Ooh, you want to talk about a
man,
hot mess?
a hot mess.
Ooh, that was a hot mess.
What's going on over there? Um, it was just too much. I don't know, y'all. I'm sorry to vent that long, but that whole like the man makes me so mad. Like it's also why I get upset when people do pregnancy announcements and they be like, "We're pregnant." Who? Who
And they
pregnant?
will. Mm-mm,
Who pregnant?
mm-mm.
Is it me or you? If you are the penis holder in this relationship, you are not pregnant. We are pregnant. Mm-mm.
I just can't believe that John was with the nanny. How cliche is that?
He said, somebody gonna back this thing up. Somebody.
That's so cliche.
Yeah, it's sad. Even on 90 Day Fiance, the dude, I forget where he was from. He was from an island, and his wife was also like half from that island. I can't remember what island. And he got her pregnant to stay. Like their first sexual encounter was from her, and he intentionally got her pregnant. And I was
Men,
like,
yeah,
that's violence.
men do that.
And I said, nah. Nah, that's what I'm saying. I gotta close up the shop down there, clink clink, because
Yeah,
I'm
there are
gonna
men.
go to
There are men who
jail.
definitely do that
65
in
to
order
life.
to trap
They gonna lock me up.
because they feel like the woman won't be will be scared to do it by herself.
They gotta lock. They gonna lock me up. I already know. Let me
Mhm.
go ahead and deactivate my Tinder and Bumbler and stuff because they gonna lock me up. Cause I'm going to prison for sure. Big P, big R, big I, big SON. Go.
Oh gosh, I didn't realize that Kara and Maddie were 21 now.
Yeah.
Wow.
Alicia, what? Yeah, we gotta stay single. We gotta stay single. Let me turn this off because this thing is fighting for his life. Wait, where did I roll over?
All right, y'all. I hate to do this to you. I know we were supposed to do one last sprint, but you know when me and Bree get together, the
Oh,
life is
I was
good.
on the
But
phone. It was 100% my fault. I apologize.
no, it was good.
It
Good
was my
conversation.
fault.
We did
You.
get 2 sprints in, which you know is good. But
Yeah.
thanks for joining us, y'all. It is 11:30 my time, so I still have to. Oh, thank you.
Yes.
But yeah, I still have to work tomorrow. So, Maria, glad I got the end of this. With that being said, um, I did. Thank you, Salter. I did 2 sprints back to back by myself. By myself. Don't y'all forget it, okay? Because people love talking trash about how I can't sprint, and I did do it. Keep in mind, I was on a good track until Bree got here tonight.
Whoa.
I was
Tonight?
on a good. I was doing good, and then you showed up.
Whoa. Wait. Is that scissors coming from my back?
I did not put. You're so dramatic. It's so dramatic. It's so dramatic. All right, y'all. Be easy. We'll catch y'all another day.
Yeah.
Toodles.
Toodles.
Like Mickey Mouse Clubhouse. Oh, toodles.
Toodles.